Egyptian President Abdel-Fattah El-Sisi and Russian President Vladimir Putin jointly observed the commencement of construction for the fourth and final power unit of the Dabaa Nuclear Power Plant through a video conference on January 23, 2024. During the official ceremony, El-Sisi expressed his satisfaction with the progress of the Dabaa plant, which is proceeding at a faster pace than originally planned. This underscores the significant importance that Egypt places on the energy sector as a crucial driver of economic growth. In 2015, Russia's state-owned corporation Rosatom signed an agreement with Egypt to provide a $25 billion state export loan for the construction of the nuclear power plant. This loan would cover 85% of the construction costs, with the remaining expenses to be covered by attracting private investors in Egypt. Egypt is scheduled to begin repayments on the loan at a 3% annual rate starting in October 2029. The Dabaa Nuclear Power Plant will incorporate the most advanced technology available, which has already been successfully implemented and operated in Russia and other countries, as stated by Rosatom. Nuclear power plants are in operation across 32 countries globally and contribute approximately 10% of the world's electricity. These plants are primarily concentrated in Europe, North America, East Asia, and South Asia. Among these nations, the United States stands as the leading producer of nuclear power, while France boasts the largest portion of electricity generated from nuclear sources, accounting for around 70%. China is witnessing the most rapid growth in its nuclear power program, as evidenced by the construction of 16 new reactors. India is also making strides with the construction of 8 new reactors. Furthermore, just like Egypt, Bangladesh and Turkey are among the countries presently embarking on the construction of their nuclear power plants. Situated in Dabaa, Martrao Governorate in Egypt, approximately 320 kilometers northwest of Cairo, the Dabaa Nuclear Power Plant is Egypt's first nuclear power plant. The project will consist of 4 Russian pressurized water reactor units with a combined capacity of 4.8 gigawatts, making it a significant addition to Egypt's power infrastructure. Several countries, including Canada, China, Russia, the USA, and the UK, have undertaken projects to utilize electricity from nuclear power plants for hydrogen production through electrolysis. It is vital to recognize that the International Atomic Energy Agency, or IAEA, diligently monitors nuclear power programs to prevent the diversion of materials for weapons-related purposes. The IAEA's safeguard system plays a crucial role in ensuring that nuclear materials are utilized exclusively for peaceful endeavors. Dabaa, Egypt's upcoming nuclear power plant, represents a significant milestone for the country and Africa as a whole. It will be the first nuclear power plant in Egypt and the first on the continent since South Africa's Coburg was constructed almost 4 decades ago. Situated along the banks of the Nile River, this ambitious project has garnered global attention as Egypt aims to meet its increasing energy needs while promoting sustainable development. Nuclear power plants generate electricity by harnessing controlled nuclear reactions, which have the advantage of emitting no greenhouse gases. This characteristic offers a substantial reduction in carbon emissions, aligning with Egypt's commitment to combat climate change. Egypt heavily relies on non-renewable fossil fuels, leaving it vulnerable to price fluctuations and geopolitical tensions. By diversifying its energy sources and embracing nuclear power, the country can reduce its dependence on fossil fuels and establish a more secure and stable energy future. This strategic shift towards energy independence will also contribute to economic growth and stability. During the ceremony, President Al-Sisi expressed that Dabaa will further strengthen the cordial relationship between Russia and Egypt. He highlighted the significance of the project in providing safe, affordable, and sustainable energy, which would help reduce Egypt's reliance on fossil fuels and mitigate the impact of price fluctuations. President Al-Sisi described this moment as historic, as it fulfills the long-held aspiration of the Egyptian people to have nuclear power plants for peaceful purposes. He emphasized the determination to progress along the path of development and shaping a promising future for Egypt. The construction of the Dabaa nuclear power plant is of political significance for several reasons. Egypt's establishment of the Dabaa nuclear power plant positions the country as a leading force in nuclear energy within the region. It will be the sole country in the area to possess a Generation 3+ reactor, specifically the VVER, 1,200 reactors, similar to those already operational at the Leningrad and Novovoronezh nuclear power plants in Russia and the Ostrovets nuclear power plant in Belarus. Egypt is a signatory to the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty, or NPT, and has pledged to use nuclear energy for civilian applications, such as electricity generation and technological advancement. Overall, the construction of the fourth reactor at the Dabaa Nuclear Power Plant in Egypt holds significance at this political juncture, showcasing Egypt's regional leadership in nuclear energy and its commitment to peaceful use of nuclear technology. While there have been concerns in the past about Egypt's potential for seeking nuclear weapons, but Egypt's officials assert that the country's nuclear program remains primarily on civilian applications, such as electricity generation and technological advancement. While it is true that the materials, technology, and expertise utilized in nuclear power generation can potentially be utilized for nuclear weapons development, it is crucial to clarify that the primary focus of nuclear power plants is the controlled nuclear fission for electricity production, rather than creating the conditions required for a nuclear explosion. During the Cold War, certain countries like the UK employed their nuclear power programs as a cover for nuclear weapons development. The initial nuclear power stations in the UK were primarily established to generate fissile material for nuclear weapons. However, it is important to recognize that these connections were kept secret by most governments and occurred within a specific historical context. Nuclear power plants have the capability to generate hydrogen through a process called nuclear hydrogen production. This involves utilizing the electricity generated by nuclear power plants to power electrolysis, a process that splits water molecules into hydrogen and oxygen. When considering nuclear hydrogen production, the size of the nuclear power reactor plays a significant role. Larger reactors are well suited for cogeneration, while smaller and modular reactors are more suitable for producing hydrogen as a standalone commodity. By becoming a nuclear power, Egypt's regional influence and standing as a significant player in North Africa, the Middle East, and the Muslim world could be further strengthened. Its strategic location at the crossroads of Africa and Asia, combined with nuclear capabilities, could allow Egypt to play a more prominent role in regional affairs. If Egypt eventually develops a nuclear arsenal, having nuclear capabilities can serve as a deterrent against possible threats, contributing to Egypt's national security and creating a sense of deterrence against external aggression. Egypt's pursuit of nuclear energy could have implications for certain countries in the region, particularly Israel, which is believed to unofficially possess nuclear weapons. Israel is widely believed to possess nuclear weapons, although the country has neither confirmed nor denied their existence. The exact size and strength of Israel's nuclear arsenal remain undisclosed, but estimates suggest they may have around 90 plutonium-based nuclear warheads. The United States is believed to have reached a secret understanding with Israel in 1969, where Israel would keep its nuclear program secret, refrain from nuclear tests, and the US would tolerate Israel's possession of nuclear weapons. Experts acknowledge that during the Camp David peace talks in 1977, Egyptian President Sadat's decision to make peace with Israel was influenced by Israel's nuclear arsenal. If Egypt were to possess a nuclear arsenal, it would have significant geopolitical implications. However, it is important to remember that Egypt has not engaged in significant efforts to develop a nuclear weapons capability and is a strong supporter of non-proliferation efforts. Egypt's influence and position in the region would likely be affected if it were to possess nuclear weapons. It could potentially alter the balance of power in the Middle East and impact regional security dynamics. The possession of nuclear weapons could enhance Egypt's deterrence capabilities and potentially increase its influence in regional conflicts and negotiations. One specific area of concern is the ongoing power struggle between Egypt and Ethiopia over the construction of the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, or GERD, on the Nile River. Egypt has expressed concerns about the dam's potential impact on its water supply and agricultural activities, as it heavily relies on the Nile River as a downstream country. Ethiopia, as an upstream country, sees the dam as a crucial development project that will double the country's electricity output and provide a significant boost to its economy. The dam is expected to generate more than 6,000 megawatts of electricity, benefiting Ethiopia's population, half of which currently lacks access to electricity. The development of nuclear energy in Egypt has the potential to enhance the country's energy capabilities and position it as a major player in the energy sector. This could strengthen Egypt's regional alliances and partnerships, as well as its bargaining power. However, the introduction of nuclear power in the Middle East and North Africa, along with other countries in the region, may also raise concerns about regional stability and the possibility of a nuclear arms race. Egypt's Dabaa Nuclear Power Plant project has an estimated cost of $29 billion, with Russia financing 85% through a state loan of $25 billion. Egypt will provide the remaining 15% through installments. The Russian loan has a repayment period of 22 years with an annual interest rate of 3%. Rosatom's involvement in the project extends beyond construction, as they will also be responsible for supplying Russian nuclear fuel throughout the entire lifespan of the plant. Additionally, they will provide support to their Egyptian partners by offering training and assistance in plant maintenance for the initial decade of operation. As part of their contractual obligations, Rosatom will construct a specialized storage facility and provide containers for the storage of used nuclear fuel. It seems history repeats itself that the funding of the Aswan Dam by the Soviet Union occurred during the Cold War era, where the United States and the Soviet Union were engaged in a global power struggle. The United States withdrew its offer to finance the dam due to concerns about Egypt's alignment with the Eastern Bloc and its neutral stance in the Cold War during Gamal Abdel Nasser's era. The Soviet Union saw an opportunity to gain influence in the Middle East and provided financial support for the dam project. Both projects received financial support from Russians. The nuclear power plant in Egypt received funding from Russia, while the Aswan Dam was funded by the Soviet Union. Both the nuclear power plant and the Aswan Dam were considered significant projects in Egypt. The Aswan Dam was revered as a fountain of life, generating electricity and bringing control to Nile River flooding. The nuclear power plant aimed to improve Egypt's electricity sector.